Welcome to the channel, everybody. So today we're going to continue on the Paragon series, and we are going to continue on with Act 735. This is going to put us one away from our first attempt at Kang, of the two that you have to face during Act 7. The easier of the two, obviously. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one so that we can get over to that one real soon here and continue on towards that Paragon title. So right off the bat here, you'll go ahead and see that we did bring in just a team full of Cosmic Champions. Ideally, our best Cosmic Champions. Reason for that is with our path node here, we are going to have Cosmic Avalanche. So the reason for the team being full of Cosmics is whenever a Cosmic attacker activates a special attack, they gain a plus 40% Fury buff for the duration of the special attack for each unique buff that they have upon them. So this is one of the reasons we did bring in that team. We wanted to take full advantage of this. Now, also on the path here, you are going to have Suffocation, which every time you land a hit on the defender, there is a chance of getting put a Stifle debuff upon you. For every unique buff you have on you, the chances of that being placed upon you are reduced. You also have Power Play, so for every 15 seconds, whoever has the least amount of power will be given a Fate Seal for 6 seconds. So you want to try and make sure that your power bar is above theirs when that timer runs down. Also, you are going to have to deal with Aggression Prowess. So with that one, every 2 seconds they are going to be gaining a Prowess charge, but of course you can remove that by landing a hit upon them, which will also pause the timer. So just make sure that you're consistently landing hits and you can keep that timer paused and those Prowess charges off of the defenders. Now, when you do go ahead and take this path, you are going to start off here with Hulkbuster, which is a great opportunity for somebody like Corvus because it is a tech champion as well as an Avenger, followed by Cable, and then Silver Centurion, Crossbones, Red Skull, and Storm Period 90X. So you will keep in mind there that does give you several chances to go ahead and do a Corvus ramp up. You do have the Avenger, you have several tech champions, as well as you do have a mutant champion. The only thing you don't have is an evade champion. So that does give you the opportunity to get those charges built up before you come over here to the bosses, which you'll see the 3 possible bosses of Cable, Elsa Bloodstone, and Warlock, who was the one that we did go ahead and choose to go with. Now, Warlock does have Ebb and Flow on him. Now for this one, he has a shield that prevents 60% of all damage being done to him. Now this can be removed by landing a heavy upon him. For 12 seconds, you will remove that shield and gain a cruelty debuff. Also on top of that, he has Redline. Anytime you have more than 33% of your max power, you will start power gaining. Once you hit 75%, though, you will instantly go to no power. So do keep that in mind. You want to be firing off either SP1s or SP2s. You are not going to get the opportunity to land an SP3 during this fight. He also has Specialist 2, meaning his Special 2 attacks will be have increased damage. He also has Stage Fright. With this one, you want to make sure that you're activating your specials at least 15 seconds apart from one another. If you activate them less, you will take a degen on you. You also have Bubble Shield, so every time that you block an attack, your block proficiency is reduced by 2%. Now let's go ahead and get into the path here and take a look and see how it went for us. See what we did right and what we did wrong. Obviously, right off the bat here, like I said, we did bring in Corvus because, of course, this does give us multiple opportunities to pick up charges to get him ramped up. Obviously, this is one of those first fights, which means that it is going to be a little bit more difficult for Corvus because we do not have all of the charges built up on him yet, and so he is not at full capacity. But we can go ahead and slow play this out and just go ahead and whittle him down little by little and be able to still pick up those charges. Now, keep in mind, like I said, we got to watch our bars of power ourselves. Don't want to get caught up with the idea that we are just at that point. You'll see right about now, we're going to start power gaining. As soon as we do, it is going to shoot right up, hit that 75%, and immediately drain off. If we were facing Warlock, that is, because of course that is on Warlock's node, not on the path node. So just keep that in mind when you get to him. You may get kind of comfortable with the idea that you can do your SP3s or your SP2s. Your SP2s are going to be a little bit limited when you're on in that fight because of the fact that you cannot power gain just to them. You're going to go just slightly above them, and then that's going to drain you. But we'll talk about that more when we get over to Warlock. For now, let's go ahead and just focus on getting Hulkbuster down here, which, as you can see, we are all but having done. This may have been a good opportunity to go ahead and bring in the Heimdall synergy, but I decided we'd just go ahead and do it with a team full of Cosmics. That way, no matter who went in, we were going to have that advantage. But we did go ahead and come over here to Bishop. Now, I will tell you, this should have been a great opportunity for us to pick up our mutant charge so that we could go ahead and have a 3 out of our 4 possible charges. But as you can see here, we got caught up quite a bit by Bishop, and we were allowing him to pick up far too many of those prowess charges, which is very dangerous when it comes to Bishop. And he was able to just go ahead and eat us alive there. So we went ahead and brought in Cosmic Ghost Rider, go ahead and see if we couldn't do a little better with him. And we were doing a little better, I would say, but ideally this did not go well. Bishop can be a very hard defender if you're not running the right counters. We did go ahead and bring Hercules in here, figuring we can go ahead and get him down and get him done with, and we just go ahead and pick up the mutant charge at the end of the path. We do quite a bit of damage to him right here. Even with him going ahead and landing the SP3 there, it took quite a bit out of us, but it didn't take us down. So we're going to go ahead and do everything we can here, and we're going to push it right into the point that we get triggered into that immortality and unfortunately go down. But that gave us a chance to revive Corvus, come back in, and still get that charge after all. So we went ahead and went over to Silver Centurion. Now we got 3 out of our 4 charges. We're in here against a tech champion, so we have class advantage. So this one should go fairly quick, fairly easy, and fairly straightforward as far as that being the plan. As you can see here, we're for the most part almost done with him already. He did catch us a few times during this match. Obviously, it wasn't the perfect gameplay, and we did unfortunately screw up right there at the end and have to go ahead and bring Cosmic Ghost Rider in. But this was one of those ones where we were actually able to go ahead and finish everything off and move on to the next fight. Now, we should probably have revived up a little bit on this one before trying to bring Cosmic Ghost Rider in against Crossbones, but it was one of those things. Just wanted to go ahead and see if we couldn't do it without having to use more resources, since we'd already used a few already. And we're just trying to bait up to that SP2 so that I can go ahead and do the max amount of damage. And unfortunately caught us right before we can get that triggered off. So since we were already down several champions at this point, let's go ahead and bring in Captain Marvel movie, see if we can't build up her charges and go ahead and take this. Unfortunately, by this point, I was a little bit frustrated and was playing a little too aggressively. So I wasn't getting the parries off, and we weren't getting it taken care of. So we did have to go ahead and revive up Hercules and bring him in to go ahead and see if we couldn't get Crossbones down here. Obviously, this shouldn't be that bad of a fight, but it is definitely one of those things that you want to be paying attention to what you're doing, because if you're not, you can easily slip up and cost yourself quite a bit here. As you can see, though, we are going ahead and working Crossbones down, and we have him over halfway down now. This is one of those fights that we probably could have gone ahead and sped up a little bit more, just because honestly, it's kind of a drug out fight. It is one of those ones that you're just going to have to get set back, get comfortable, and understand that you're going to take more than a couple minutes to get through this fight. So, over here to Red Skull. And now, of course, Red Skull, we know he can eat up quite a bit of our power as well as just be doing damage to us just for merely touching him. So we went ahead and didn't bother to revive. We didn't bother to go ahead and heal up Hercules, just figured we'd go in and deal as much damage as possible, and we just eat our way through him. Obviously, this is the first time we tried Hyperion this match, but we did bring him in and give him a chance to do quite a bit of work here. And as you can see, he's not being perfect by any means, but definitely getting some of that health down off of Red Skull, which is going to make it easier if and when he goes down, so that if we do need to, we can bring somebody else in as we are doing here. And brought Corvus in because we can eat our way through quite a bit with Corvus. And you can see there, we are nearly down with him, and just that last few little bits. Unfortunately, we did take that punch there. Would have been nice to have avoided that so that we could have kept our health a little bit higher, but we were able to regen part of it. So we went over here to Storm Pyramid X and took a chance to get her down. Obviously, Corvus has all his charges now that we can possibly get from this level, because we're not going to get the final charge for an evade champion because there's no one to face. So go ahead and just full bore against Storm here, and she's playing a bit aggressive, but at the same time, you know, we're looking like we have a chance until we just bit too many of those specials, and I had to go ahead and bring in Cosmic Ghost Rider here. Now, this isn't too bad here. You can see we did take quite a bit of damage initially, but then we turned around and dealt most of it right back to her. So this one, I mean, honestly, especially if you're running a Hercules or any good Cosmic, which really isn't hard to do. There's so many great Cosmics in the Cosmic class that this path can easily be done with just about any of your top Cosmic champions. Obviously, if you're ranking up Cosmics just for the fun of it, and not based off of who's some of the better champions, maybe they won't be able to handle it. But that being said, obviously you can see here, guys, we're pushing through just fine all the way up here to the boss fight. We are going to take a little bit to get through this because we are going to frustrate ourselves a bit and just play badly. Obviously, we're not watching the power gain nearly as much as we should be. We're not watching a few other things, but we are racking up those buffs upon ourselves so that we can keep from taking too much damage, and that is helping to a point. Guys, we are doing great about pushing towards this Paragon title. I know every one of you out there that is checking this out, unless you're one of those ones that are doing it just to support the channel. If you're doing it for the information, obviously you've come so far by this point. You are looking at, after this fight, only 7 more levels left to earn that title. And I want to tell you right now, I'm really proud of you for getting this far, and just keep sticking with it. It doesn't matter, especially, you know, as you can see here, we're not going to get through this in a one and done type of thing. But at the same time, we revived up a few times, and we're able to go ahead and whittle Warlock all the way down here. And that's sometimes the best strategy. If you're having some kind of difficulty, practice up, push through, have some potions and revives on hand, and just keep going. It's not a problem, guys. You don't have to be 100% perfect at this game, but those titles will make a huge difference for your account. So being willing to go ahead and push forward, even through those difficult fights that everybody tells you you're going to have an impossible time at, don't worry about it. You have seen me fight some of the toughest fights in the game already, and you will see me fight the 2 champions left that could give you any kind of trouble to get that Paragon title coming up within the next week over this series. So, guys, just have a little bit of confidence in yourself. Understand that you are better than the game. It just takes a little bit of practice to become exactly that. So, keep pushing forward and keep rooting for yourself, because I will be rooting for you the whole time. Let me know, you guys, if you do well, if the videos help, if you feel made the difference on you being able to get through this level and on to that first Kang fight, which, like I said, we'll have a video out for tomorrow. I absolutely want to hear from you. I want to celebrate your victories, and I want the community to know how amazing you were by getting through it. So feel free to reach out anytime. We do live streams every Sunday. We have videos every day, including crystal openings on Monday. And we will be starting a 3-star tournament this Sunday, July the 9th, for our subscribers. So if you're interested in doing a 3-star Battlegrounds tournament and would like to be part of that, feel free to reach out to me on Line Chat or Discord, both of which are in the descriptions of the video, also located on the channel. And I hope you guys are doing great and continuing to earn your progression. And I'll see you guys back for the next one. Peace out.